There are certain types of home in Nevada that you should never buy. And part of that is because of the weather, but majority of the reasons have nothing to do with Vegas being one of the hottest places in the world. So today I'm breaking down 5 Nevada home types that could cost you way more than you'd expect. And stick around because I'll share one fact that would make me walk away from any Nevada home. I recently spoke with a buyer who looked like he found an incredible deal in Nevada. The home had new flooring, fresh paint, updated cabinets, and a price that was lower than almost everything else that they had seen. From the listing photos, it looked almost completely move-in ready. But once we started looking more carefully, the problems started to appear. The air conditioning was near the end of its life. Part of a garage had been converted, but without a permit. The house had solar, and the owner would have to absorb that new policy. The solar panels came with a contract the buyers would have to assume. And most of the renovations appeared to be cosmetic. The home was cheaper up front. But after adding all the possible repair costs, contract obligations, and financing concerns, it was no longer the deal they thought it was. And that is the mistake that many buyers make. They focus on the purchase price without calculating what the property could cost them after closing. And in Nevada, certain types of homes require a lot more caution than others. That conversation is what this video is built around. Now, if we're just meeting, I'm Mike Roland with the Roland team, and I help buyers make smarter real estate decisions. All right, so here's the thing. The price you pay for a home and the true cost of owning it are not always the same. So here are the 5 Nevada home types that can cost you far more than expected. Number 1. A cosmetic flip with no clear renovation history. Let's start with the home that looks perfect online. New flooring, fresh paint, modern light fixtures, updated cabinets, new countertops, and maybe even a remodeled bathroom. Now, there is nothing automatically wrong with buying a flipped home. Some investors complete quality renovations, improve the major systems, pull the required permits, and provide clear records of the work. The concern is a flip where the seller cannot clearly explain what was repaired, who completed the work, whether permits were required, or whether the major systems were addressed. Cosmetic improvements can make an older home feel completely new, but new flooring does not tell you the condition of the plumbing. Fresh paint doesn't tell you if there was previous water damage. Updated cabinets do not tell you the age of the roof, electrical panel, air conditioning system, or water heater. Some sellers only focus on the visual things that you can see during showings. The home photographs beautifully, smells new, and creates a strong first impression. But underneath those finishes, you may still have the same aging systems that were there before the renovation. That is why I would ask for invoices, warranties, contractor information, permit records, and a list of exactly what was completed. I would also pay attention to the quality of the finishes. Uneven flooring, poorly installed trim, paint covering stains or cracks, loose plumbing fixtures, outlets that do not work. Now, those issues do not automatically mean the home has a major defect, but they may reveal how carefully the rest of the renovation was completed. Now, a flipped home may still be worth buying, but I would never pay a premium for a renovation without confirming whether I was getting meaningful improvements or mostly cosmetic changes. And number 2, a home with an aging or inadequate air conditioning system. In Nevada, the air conditioning system is not a minor feature. It is one of the most important systems in the home. A property may feel perfectly comfortable during a short showing, but the buyers need to know the age, condition, capacity, and the maintenance history of the equipment keeping it that way. An older air conditioning unit may still be operating during the inspection. That does not mean it has several years of useful life remaining. You also need to know whether the system is properly sized for the property. This becomes especially important when a home has been expanded, a garage has been converted, or additional living space has been added. If the property is larger than it was when the original system was installed, then the equipment may be working harder than it should. That can lead to uneven temperatures, higher utility bills, more frequent repairs, and an earlier replacement. Pay very close attention how the home feels in different rooms. Is one side noticeably warmer? Are certain bedrooms difficult to cool? Does the system run constantly? Are there portable air conditioners or extra fans throughout the property? Those could indicate that the equipment is struggling or that the home has airflow, insulation, or ductwork problems. I would review maintenance records, ask about previous repairs, confirm the age of the equipment, and have the system examined carefully. Replacing an air conditioning system shortly after closing can quickly erase the savings you thought you were getting from a lower purchase price. Number 3, a home with leased solar panels or an unclear solar agreement. Solar can be a very valuable feature in Nevada, but the panels are only one part of the decision. The agreement matters just as much as the equipment. Some solar systems are owned outright, others are financed, some are leased, and others operate through power purchase agreements. Each arrangement can create different obligations for the buyer. Before making any offer, you need to understand exactly what you may need to be taking over. How much is owed? What is the monthly payment? Does the payment increase over time? How long remains on the agreement? Can it be transferred? Does the buyer need to qualify separately? Is there a lien or another obligation connected to the equipment? And what happens if the roof needs to be repaired or replaced? A listing may advertise lower electric bills, but if the buyer must assume a long-term contract with increasing payments, the financial benefit may not be as strong as it first appears. Solar agreements can also complicate a transaction when the lender, title company, seller, buyer, and solar provider do not have the same information. Solar can be a real headache. That does not mean you should avoid every home with leased or financed solar, but I would never treat the panels as a free upgrade. You need to review the complete agreement before moving forward. You may not only be purchasing a property, you could also be accepting a separate financial obligation that lasts for years. Real quick, before we get to number 4, a lot of you watching this aren't just trying to figure out what to buy, you're trying to figure out where to buy. And if Henderson is anywhere on your list, I actually put out a video last week called "If I Were to Move to Henderson, Nevada, I'd Move Here." In it, I'd walk through the exact area I'd pick if I were making the move myself and why. It pairs really well with this one, so once you're done here, that's the one to watch next. I'll put it right up in the corner and link it below for you. Number 4. A home with unpermitted additions or garage conversions. A converted garage, enclosed patio, additional bedroom, casita, or expanded living area can make a home look like a great value. The listing may advertise more bedrooms and more usable square footage than nearby properties. But the first question should be whether the work was permitted and completed correctly. An unpermitted addition can create several problems. The square footage may not be recognized the same way by an appraiser. The space may not qualify as legal living space. Electrical, plumbing, ventilation, insulation, and structural work may not meet applicable standards. The conversion could also create issues involving financing, insurance, parking, or future resale. A room can look finished but still be poorly built. A converted garage may have attractive flooring and painted walls, but lack proper insulation, adequate cooling, or safely installed electrical work. And when you eventually sell, the next buyer may raise the same questions you should be asking now. Before buying a home with added space, I would compare the current layout with available property and permit records. I would also confirm how the appraiser, lender, and insurance provider may treat that area. The extra space may be useful, but you should not automatically value unverified square footage the same way you would value the original permitted living area. Number 5, a condo or HOA property with weak financials. A condo or townhome can be an excellent option for buyers who want lower maintenance, community amenities, or a more affordable entry point. But you are not only purchasing the unit, you are also buying the financial condition and rules of the association. A property may have a reasonable HOA monthly payment today, but that does not tell you whether the association has enough money reserved for future repairs. If the community needs major work and the reserves are insufficient, owners may face a special assessment or a large increase in monthly dues. That work could involve roofs, exterior walls, roads, pools, elevators, gates, plumbing systems, landscaping, or other shared areas. I would review the association documents carefully. Look at the current budget, review the available reserve information, read recent meeting minutes, look for discussions about upcoming projects, litigation, insurance problems, unpaid dues, or possible special assessments. You should also review the restrictions. Some communities have rules involving rentals, pets, parking, renovations, guests, and how the property may be used. A low-priced condo may appear to be an affordable opportunity, but if the association is financially unstable or major repairs are approaching, the buyer could inherit costs that were not obvious from the listing. But the condition of the association can matter just as much. The pattern behind all 5. Cosmetic flips, aging air conditioning systems, complicated solar agreements, unpermitted additions, and financially weak associations all have one thing in common. The biggest risk may not be obvious during showings. The home may look beautiful, the price may appear attractive, and the estimated monthly payment may seem manageable, but the true cost may be hidden in repairs, contracts, special assessments, inefficient systems, or work that was never properly documented. Before buying any property in Nevada, I would ask several important questions. Which major systems may need to be replaced soon? Were the renovations completed correctly? Are permits, warranties, and invoices available? What contracts or financial obligations will transfer with the property? Are any major HOA projects or assessments approaching? And will the home be easy to finance, insure, and eventually resell? Those questions may not be as exciting as choosing furniture or imagining how you should use the backyard, but they can protect you from buying a property that becomes much more expensive after closing. So, what is the one warning sign that would make me walk away from almost any Nevada home? A seller who tries to prevent or severely restrict an independent inspection. Every property will have issues. Even a new home can have construction defects, incomplete work, damaged systems, or items that need to be corrected. The goal of an inspection is not to find the perfect home. It is to understand what you are purchasing before you take over ownership. So, if a seller discourages inspections, refuses reasonable access, limits the inspector's ability to examine important areas, or pressures the buyer to waive basic due diligence without a legitimate reason, I would become extremely cautious. That reaction may suggest there is something the seller does not want examined closely, or another expensive issue that is not obvious during a normal showing. And even when there is no major hidden problem, a seller who refuses transparency can make the transaction much riskier than it needs to be. A competitive market may require buyers to make stronger offers, but there is a difference between accepting a home in its current condition and purchasing it without understanding the condition. You can decide to accept repairs after an inspection, you can negotiate based on what was discovered, or you can determine that the property still makes sense despite the issues, but you should make that decision with information. If someone is actively trying to prevent you from gathering that information, that is the warning sign that I would take seriously. No discount, upgraded kitchen, or perfect location is worth taking on a property you are not allowed to properly evaluate. Now, I want to hear from you. What type of Nevada home would you never want to buy? And have you ever found a major problem during an inspection that caused you to walk away? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one. I'll see you on the next one.